And Billy Bolden, we know, esteemed actor, producer, and writer. You'll see him do voiceover for this. It's called Fentanyl, Death Incorporated, and it is pretty powerful. Billy, from what your gut tells you, what your research shows, that China is behind it. They want it. They want a modern-day opium war against the U.S.
Well, the British did that to China back in the 30s or something.
Yes.
They did the same thing. That's how they wound up coming into control of Hong Kong for so many years.
They have the precursors.
Yeah, so they're sending it here. We have as big a problem on the northern border with the Canadian biker gangs and the super labs up there. They're distributing. The northern border is as porous, more porous than the southern border. So we have a problem with Canada right now. And what people need to know is that we are 4% of the world's population. We consume 38% of the world's fentanyl, and we have 65% of the global deaths from fentanyl. It's the #1 cause of death between the ages of 18 and 45 of all Americans. More than heart disease, more than cancer right now is fentanyl deaths.
So shortly after Purdue Pharma, only about 10 years ago, when all the lawsuits happened and the docs stopped prescribing, you had millions of prescriptions out, you had hundreds of thousands of people addicted, and suddenly they went cold turkey. And the Mexican cartels with China, bringing in the precursors, just backfilled that. They already had a distribution network in America with the meth, so they just brought fentanyl right in and backplaced it.
Billy, is that a step in the right direction?
Yeah, I think you have to criminalize this. It can't be a misdemeanor anymore. It has to be a felony, and the judges have to be in a position to say, I'm either going to put you away or you're going to go to rehab. That's your sentence. Another part of the argument is the compassion side that has slung a bunch of stuff against the wall and spent a lot of money and it hasn't been effective enough, is talking to others that are saying, like, wait a second, that sounds expensive. How are we going to pay for it? And we're trying to demonstrate in this documentary that you're paying more now to not do enough.
To me, we got to control what's coming out of China. We got to control what's coming
And
across
they
the
could do
border.
that in 2 seconds.
And I traveled there for the movie. In China, there is no drug use in China, inside their internal population. So they know how to control it, but they're not controlling their outflow. And so we got to get the cartels under control in Mexico, and we got to get the biker gangs out of Canada under control.
Stories of college students, hey, I'm looking to stay up a little bit longer. I'll take an illegal drug like Ritalin to stay up, and it's got fentanyl specks in there, and you're dead.
The woman that founded YouTube, her son was a freshman at Berkeley. This isn't a poor issue. This isn't a minority. This is wealthy, affluent white people. They send their kids to Berkeley, to Stanford. They're at a frat party, a sorority party. Somebody hands them a pill. They don't wake up the next day.
And right now, the fastest growing death rate for children 0 to 4 is fentanyl. Think about that. They're not addicts. They're just getting poisoned with the fentanyl dust hanging around on a public space. Put a sandwich down, pick it up, and they're dead.
Dr. Robert Marbut, great things you're doing. Billy, the same thing. Go check out their documentary, Fentanyl, Death Incorporated. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Thank you.
Brian Kilmeade Show, back in a moment.